All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Magni presiding.
Thank you, bailiff.
You may now take your seats.
Alright, what do we got here? Okay, hello everybody. My name is Judge Magni, the Honorable Judge Magni. Honorable in quotes to emphasize how honorable I am. Thank you. Excuse me. Bailiff?
Apologies, Your Honor. Just a cough.
Thank you for joining me today, everybody. We have a... Let's see what we got here. Okay, seems like we have a case in front of us. All right, it seems... really? Okay. All right, let's see. Who do we have? Who do we have here? Okay. Let's see. On time. Okay. Bailiff, you want to take it away right here?
Yes, sir, Your Honor. Petitioner 1, state your name.
Regis Altair.
Regis Altair, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you mag?
I do.
Petitioner 2, state your name.
Yeah, Axel Sirius here.
Axel Sirius, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you mag?
Yes, sir, no cap.
I'll take that as a yes. Honorable Judge Magni, we're good to go.
Thank you, bailiff. Okay. So, let's see. Ragus? Is it Ragus? Ragus.
Your Honor, it's Regis.
Excuse me?
It's Ragus. You got it correct.
Don't correct me. Don't correct me. Exactly.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And Mr. Sirius, is it? Okay. See, Northern Elysiumite. You know,
sir.
I dated a girl from Northern Elysium.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Isn't there some kind of bias then? Hold on. Wait a second.
All right. Well,
I don't know what you're talking
it
about.
seems like we have an issue at hand. It was raised to the court of Mag here. The issue, as it stands, everybody. Thank you for joining us in the courtroom. But excuse me, Regis, what did you say? I will hold you for contempt, sir. You do not speak while I speak.
Your Honor, I didn't say anything, Your Honor.
You're on thin ice, mister.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thought so. But thanks for joining us, everyone. So, yes, I am the Honorable Judge Magni. I have over 30 years experience in the courtrooms. And I've been a fair man all my life. I've been in a world full... Excuse me, Mr. Sirius? What was that?
Huh?
Did I hear you laughing?
Nah, that was him.
How could you? I can't believe you, Axel.
I said order in the courts! Order! All my years, I tell you. So what we have here are our defendant, plaintiff, here to hash out their differences, hash out, the world is an unfair place, the world is a scary place, the world is not often we're finding the justice that we so deserve, but as the premier judge, Elysium, I find it, I take it upon myself to help find a middle ground, find the truth, really. And isn't that right, bailiff?
Yes, indeed, sir. Fairest judge in all the land. If anybody says otherwise, we'll kill them.
We will kill them. We will slit their throats. That's right.
Yes.
Right.
I'll be the one that does it because you're a judge now. You're past such things.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, Axel, do you want to just
And
just in the room? Do we have to be?
excuse me, order in the courts.
Shut
Yes,
your
Your
dumb
Honor.
ass up, man.
It was his fault.
You're on thin ice, Mr. Sirius, I swear. Another peep out of you. All right. Well, what we have here is Judge Magni is going to hear both sides of the story, the narrative, and we'll come to a conclusion with the jury, not only the jury watching, but the whole world, honestly, because this is broadcasted straight from the Magni courtroom. So, all right, let's see. All right. Okay, I see. One of these. So the issue at hand, it does seem that we have a question. Is that right, boys? Is that right?
And there's only one answer.
Okay.
Your Honor.
Well, so it seems like the question posed here in front of us is exactly how many holes does a paper towel roll have? And it seems there is a disagreement to exactly how many holes the paper towel roll does indeed have. So, Mr. Rigus, if you would like to present what your opinion very briefly.
Your Honor, first of all, I would like to say thank you very much for your time. I know that your time is very, very valuable from your very, very busy schedule.
You're damn straight.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. Now, if I may start off. This man here, Axel Sirius, has said some blasphemous things. He said that a paper towel roll has one hole. And Your Honor, I can't disagree more. And it makes me livid. It makes me so angry.
So, if correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Ragus, but are you saying exactly how many holes do you think a paper towel roll has?
Your Honor, there's evidence beyond belief that a paper towel roll has 2 holes. I won't stand for anything else.
Interesting. Mr. Sirius, care to comment?
I'm gonna just keep it simple. It's got one hole. And that's all I can say about it.
Very interesting. Okay, I see why this was brought to my attention. Let me see here. If I can find what chapter. No, that's bird law. What are we working with? Interesting. Bailiff. What are your thoughts about what was presented here while I get this?
Both petitioners presented their cases eloquently, but I do feel like there needs to be some facts and evidence presented before we could come to a decision. I do think they should argue their case.
Here.
Provide evidence.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, it does seem, I'm looking over the records now, and it does seem like this is a classics case. It does seem unfortunate that 47 people had to lose their lives over this and for it to come to here. But I'm very interested, Mr. Regis, you want to open with a statement to further back your claims?
Your Honor, it's Ragus. All right. So, listen to me loud and clear. Jury, judge, everyone, the world. Now then, it all depends on how big the space is between the 2 holes is, correct? With a ring, let's say you have a nice wedding ring. That has 1 hole because the spacing between the 2 holes is so small that it's just basically 1 hole. However, Shaco from legal, a paper towel roll has much space in between the 2 holes. So therefore, it is 2 holes, not 1. That is my case.
That's very interesting. But where do we draw the line here is what I think not only me, but a lot of people are wondering. A toilet paper roll. What if we cut it in half? What is the situation here?
Well, my argument against that is that if you have at least 1 finger width in between the 2 holes, then that becomes 2 holes. If it's less than that, if it's smaller than that, for example, a ring, then that would be 1 hole. You know, it's all about the size. Size matters, although sometimes it doesn't.
Interesting. Okay, I hear you loud and clear, but Mr. Sirius, I've been watching your body language over there. I don't know exactly if you agree with the statement. Would you care to present a rebuttal to Mr. Ragus here?
Yes, sir. So, not gonna lie, I wasn't really listening to what he was saying in his explanation, but I'm gonna just say, why does he goddamn talk so much? Why does he have such a reasoning? It's
Very
1 hole.
fair
It's
point.
simple as that. It's
Very
1
fair
hole.
point. Let the record show. I'm noting that down. Continue, Mr. Sirius.
But yeah, like people who like the bullshit, they like to talk a lot, like talk a lot of shit, and that's what I feel like this man's doing right here, talking about all the length and size. There's one hole, and
Objection,
that's
Your
it.
Honor. He's not saying the truth. He's just attacking me personally on a personal level. He needs to see the facts. He needs to see the evidence. Your Honor.
No, let's hear what he has to say. Continue, Mr. Sirius.
I don't know, like
Why exactly, if you had to make just a singular statement, why? The reason. You had to explain it. Why? Convince the jury here. Look at them.
think about it. Is one long hole. That's it. It's one hole with two entrance points. That's how you talk about it, It's not
Aren't
two
those
holes.
entrance
It's
points holes, though?
no, they're not.
For example, if you dig all the way through the earth from one side to the other, is that one hole or two holes in the earth?
That's one hole.
Interesting. I think I would like to please. I think what would help us all here, me included, is if you could present to us maybe perhaps some examples to draw parallels to your case in point. Maybe that would help me. Regis, do you have any examples of some other situations where the whole
Yes, may I
count?
go?
Okay, sure.
May I
Axel, go ahead.
All right, think about it, sir. So this man just brought up that if you dig let's just say a hole, this man stated, through one side of the earth to the other side. Now that's not a hole. That's a goddamn tunnel. All right, that's not a hole. Do you go to the highway? Do you see a tunnel? Do you call that a hole? No, you don't, right? You don't call that shit a hole. That's called a tunnel.
Your Honor, I would like to present evidence beyond doubt.
Okay, granted.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your mouth is a hole. Your butt has a hole. Those two are loosely connected inside. Would you consider that just one hole then? Or do you consider that two holes? Do you rather have one mouth hole, or would you just have a butt hole?
Objection.
Granted. Let's hear it, Mr. Sirius.
There's more holes than that in the body, all right? You got to talk about
But they
those
don't all
holes too.
They don't all connect like that.
Doesn't matter if there's a hole, there's a way, okay?
How about this? What? 2 ears. Do you consider that one hole or two holes?
One hole. Because each ear doesn't connect to each other, right?
Your Honor, I'd like to hear your thoughts on this.
This is an interesting conundrum. Well, I do see here from it's a fair point. Thank you for presenting some concrete examples of to help bolster your case here. But I do see here in my notes that I think the argument would be made that there is a complexity issue involved. There is in the case of the toilet paper roll, it is very clear from point A to point B, or from throughout a singular uninterrupted holage. But with the body, there's twists and turns. It's more complicated. So I hear your case, and it does help us when ultimately reaching a conclusion. But I would like to hear Axel, if you have any other examples to help present to the jury, similar to how Altair does. Do you have any examples you can tell us?
Well, yes, sir. I'm gonna just talk about this man's phrasing. So this man has been saying a hole, non-stop. And what does a hole mean? It means one hole, right?
Very, very, very interesting. Very interesting. I see your point. I'm making note of that. Go ahead.
I've only been saying one hole because I talk about the individualistic holes. For example, the ear has a hole, but there's 2 ears. So that would automatically multiply it to 2 holes. I thought that was elementary math, my friend, dear Axel Sirius.
Objection. I think he's making fun of me.
I'm sorry.
I do think this is quite unethical, Mr. Regis. I don't know if this is a place for the personal attacks. This is not the time and place. What we're worried about is facts. Order. We're worried about facts here. The truth. Justice. We can't be obscured by how dumb and or smart a person might be, how tall and or short a person might be.
He's the
Or
dumb one. I'm the tall one. Wait, yeah, I'll go with that one. I'm the tall one.
how big of a dumpy they have and or do not have. And but yeah, okay, interesting here. Well, did you hear that?
No, Your Honor. I didn't hear anything.
That is not conduct befitting the court of the Honorable Judge Magni. I will thank you not to spit on the floor of this court. Thank you very much.
Sir, I apologize. I am merely ill. I am merely sick with it, as the kids may say.
If we have another
Doctor's note?
outburst like that, Mr. Regis, you were granted this opportunity to defend yourself. Do you know the paperwork I had to do to get you out of your 37-year imprisonment?
Your
If you
Honor,
have
that's
another
completely
outburst like that,
separate.
we're going to send you straight back. I'm going to add another 10 years to your sentence. You have an opportunity here to defend yourself in this case.
Yes, Your Honor. However, I would like to argue that that is a separate court case, and it does not apply over here.
Order.
Objection.
Go ahead, Mr. Sirius.
I don't think the Shadow Realm is enough for this, man. I think you gotta send him to somewhere like North Elysium instead, you know?
Okay.
Let him learn the hard way.
Mr. Sirius, I appreciate the concern, but you let the judge worry about the sentencing. As for you, Regis, before we continue here, I will have to have you lick up that spit off the floor. Return it from whence it came.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, well, I don't think I'm convinced either way, honestly. You just, for the examples given to me, I don't find a good one-to-one comparison here. And frankly, I could go either way. It could be a coin toss for all I know. Regis,
Yes, Your Honor.
why exactly? Well, let me present it this way. A hole. Holes. How do you define a hole to begin with?
I'm wholly convinced that a hole is...
Order! I will not have puns in my courthouse. Another outburst like that. You're on thin ice, mister. But continue.
Yes, Your Honor, that is very fair. Okay. I believe that a hole is simply a space, an annex, in an object. Correct?
Go on.
However, it could be two. For example, if you dig it from one side and then dig it from the other side, and they meet together, that's still two holes. It's
Interesting.
just the space in between. That's one.
Interesting. Mr. Sirius, how would you define a hole? The definition of a hole.
Yes, sir. The definition of a hole is a hole. Simple as that. But let me talk about it. So this man ordered if someone digs from one end and then another person digs from another end and they meet together, that's two holes. No, that's wrong. If one man digs a hole from, let's just say, the right side and another man digs from the left and they haven't met yet, yes, that is two holes. One, like each individual hole on the left and the right. But if they meet together, that combines them, making it one long hole. A tunnel, essentially, sir.
Interesting.
Hey, that's ceremonial copium. Don't take that. That's ceremonial copium.
Yes, sir.
Not to
Apologies,
be
sir.
used.
I've heard both sides of the argument here. I would say, Mr. Sirius here. There's an argument presented a point of view where, in terms of math, you take two numbers, and I guess I would present this to you as well, Mr. Regis. You have a number 1 and 2. Let's just say you divide that number in half, right? And
Yes, Your Honor.
there's a number in between that, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
There's a number in between 1 and 2, the halfway point. And then you take that point in between 1 and that new halfway point. You can divide that in half, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And there's a number in between that.
Yes, Your Honor.
And in between that new number and 1, there is yet another halfway point.
Yes, Your Honor.
Could you not continue to do that infinitely? Is there not infinite holes in between two holes?
If we argue that, Your Honor, then I believe I am the closer one to being correct, because 2 is closer to infinity than 1.
I don't know, Mr.
Objection!
Sirius. Yes,
Objection.
Mr. Sirius.
Then define for me, what is infinity?
Yes, Regis,
a lot.
Mr. Regis. What exactly is infinity?
Your Honor, infinity is the size of your brain. It is extremely, absolutely, magnificently large.
Objection.
Go ahead, Mr. Sirius.
Define to me, what is a brain?
Something that you don't have.
Personal attack, Judge. This is what
Sir,
I
that
was.
is only
I'll
the
allow it.
facts.
I'll allow it. I'll allow it.
This-
Continue.
Yes.
Huh?
Your Honor, infinity is something that is unachievable by most. However, I believe that you, Your Honor, have the most experience with infinity. Infinitely handsome, infinitely smart, infinitely talented, infinitely tall. Yes, Your Honor, I believe that you may be the truth, and I'm the closest to the truth compared to this, man.
I like what I hear. I like what I'm hearing right now. I don't know, Mr. Sirius, I'm being honest. It's not up to me. I can only mediate the situation here. I can only help decide what happens, but it's ultimately up to the jury. But I'm liking what I hear right now. Do you have anything that you want to say before we pass this up to the jury?
I mean, I guess I can't think to you, sir, or I can.
Such as?
It depends, sir. How do you want it? Do you want it like the cash methodical way, or do you want it the word twister way? Like, which way do you want it, sir? I can pick either one for you, sir.
This is not... You're turning it around on me. That's not what I asked you. Don't answer my question with another question, Mr. Sirius.
Okay, sir. Let's just say I like you, sir. You're a good man. I like you. I like your cut, sir.
Good enough for me. That's what thank you, Mr. Sirius. I don't know. I think we're back on an even playing field after that, if I'm being honest. Well, I think at this point we have more cases to get through. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to ask for final statements here from either one of you, Mr. Regis. Would you like to say any last closing statements before we put this up to the jury?
Yes, Your Honor. May I address the jury?
Go ahead.
Okay. Magnificent Magmites. Now, there may be many of you. There may be infinite of you. However, don't let that crush your dreams. Don't let that squash your dreams. And don't let that squash your support from me, the 2-hole toilet paper roll. that was a nice rhyme. Enthusiast. Yes. 2 is closer to infinity than 1. And 2 is the only answer, the only correct answer at this moment. Thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it. I know that some of you guys had to pay for your own parking. Sometimes, you didn't have to. You had to pay for your own food. I understand the difficulties of being part of the jury. But
hey, I'm cutting you off right there, so don't you? Whether the appropriate price of the parking, I think, is very fair. Only the fairest here in the courtroom. I don't think you should be. Don't ever bring that up again in my courtroom, Mr.
Yes, Your Honor,
Sirius.
my apologies.
Any closing statements here for the jury?
Yeah, so cheers for taking your time with us today, sir. This man always talking about 2 and more and stuff. Just not loyal. He wants more than one option all the time. I don't think he's loyal at all, I'm all about that loyalty, so thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Sirius. So, jury, you've heard both sides of the argument here. Before we do take it to a conclusion, I would like to present to you a further...